Seniac, North Korea has rockets. B. Wait, what North Korea? The Karens are so scared, they have stopped complaining. Seniac, we're going to expand Karen's crops and other industries. Residents of Oiltown, are we classified as others? Seniac, this death never ends. B. There are only two things that are certain in Fool's Kingdom. Death and traffic. Seniac, make those kind of intros. B. Immediate comments to get in the video. Guys, welcome back to another episode of the Fool's Kingdom here in Cities Skylines. Where last episode, guys, we did some beautiful expansions, created some crazy places, and ultimately got lots of things up and running. And we're now making a lot of money. We expanded all the industries and we're making a ton of cash. I want to kind of continue the expansions today. I also want to take a look at building our first airport within our kingdoms. Now, next episode, we're going to go on to create our transport kingdom, which is why I want to get the airport in now. Because when I create the transport kingdom, then we're going to have the ability to place an airport there and then transport people by air. It's going to be amazing. Yeah. So what I want you guys to do, where we created that little kind of transport island where the highway and the toll roads are on, that is where we're going to create our transport kingdom. I need some name suggestions for that in the comment section down below. This is the kingdom we're going to be creating next episode. But today, we want to do some beautiful expansions. Now, I'm going to give Fool's Kingdom, the first kingdom, to have a legit airport in, which is going to be beautiful. I'm not entirely sure where to put it just yet, so we got to kind of figure that one out. But as always, guys, if you are enjoying Fool's Kingdom and want to see more, then please make sure you smash that like button down below. If you are new in here, then make sure you do subscribe so you are notified when that next episode does come out. Now, something that shocked me and amazed me, and I haven't really been paying attention to it within Fool's Kingdom, is our population. 79,000. I feel like that is really, really high, considering the small amount of building work that we have legit done. Does anybody else feel like that's like a really high population number? I mean, I get it that this is so freaking dense right here, right now. But, like, it seems really high. I don't know about you guys, but it really does for me. What we're going to take a look at first, then, is this industrial area here. Now, we need some more warehouses just storing the commercial goods, which we're going to squeeze a few more of these in until we start to get more demand in using it elsewhere. So these ones fit in perfect, and there's only a couple of spots along here. I think there's only like two, because we got the little subway lines just in there. So I've placed two in there for now, and can't get one in there. We have these little coal plants, which are not doing anything because we can never ever get coal to them, and we're not really using them anymore. So I'm going to get rid of those. They're now goners. We have the bus depot here, which I'm going to switch to over this side because we have the subway stop just there. It just kind of kills off a little bit of my space that I've got right now. And then here, we can place down two more beautiful warehouses. So 4 warehouses in total, and they're straight away just going to have the commercial goods. That's literally all they're going to have right now. Which we're going to see a lot of traffic now coming over to this area and using it as we get all these goods in. But it's just one other way of giving the commercial, or the industrial areas more kind of storage for their products. I've already caused a traffic jam right there. Holy moly. Something else I want to look at as well is this first junction after our overly confused section there. Sometimes I get like a little bit of a backlog here. I just want to sort this all out. And I'm going to put a symmetrical road down, but I want the one side to have 3 lanes. Like that. I'll tell you why in just a moment. So let me first sort this out here. And allow them to also merge into that middle lane. Do what you want. It's entirely up to you guys. And then when they come down to here, the reason I wanted that in is because I want to have a lane that turns here. It's mainly only the traffic on this section. That goes straight ahead. And obviously that is the turning road. So from here, I'll only allow peeps to turn right. So you'll have to use a different road if you want to go across or go left. I'm just trying to keep the traffic up moving. That is a left turn only road. That is a right turn only. That is a straight on. So again, we're pretty much making them turn other ways further along. But I'm only having this lane here cross over, and the only reason for that one being able to cross over is because if you turn in left, you can all get into the left-hand lane, thus it won't kind of backlog the straight over and to the right. I've been watching it for a while, and I've kind of noticed that there's more traffic going that way than anywhere else, which I know it might slow these guys down, but they're only really going straight over, so there shouldn't be any big issues coming from that. Right. So our brand new warehouses right now, where are our brand... No. Don't tell me they're already 70% filled up. I've literally just placed you in. They do not mess about, boys. They do not mess about right now, do they? Holy smokes. Okay, I see you. I see you there, boy. I see you there. I need more. More, he says. Which we'll get in at some point in the future. So, I want to take a look at getting in now an airport within Fool's Kingdom. Now, there's a couple of variations in which I can kind of choose to build it. I could build my own, but I ain't going to go down that road because I always end up breaking them. We have the normal airport. We have the... It's a transport hub, isn't it? Where is it? The Metropolitan Airport, or we got the International Airport. International Airport's pretty standard. Metropolitan Airport is big and beautiful. But it all comes down to where would I place such a thing. I could do it down here on the peninsula, but it's how this reacts. I could do it... Oh, I could do it there. That's like a really good spot. It just means all the planes are going to be taken over... Well, either landing over or taken off over Fredonia. But my only problem is if I placed it here. Because I have to reclaim a little bit of land. But I'll also... have to take a big chunk out of this mountain. Now that would be a really good little thing. I could do like the highway tunnel system. I could do a highway tunnel system going through the mountain to connect up to over here, which would be kind of cool. And this highway is eventually going to come down to maybe a roundabout stop, and we're not really going to have too much around these areas. But that is like a kick in the teeth for Fredonia, isn't it? Oh snap! They're going to hate me for this. They really are. Right, that's my game plan. I'm going to try and do it here. So let's see what we can kind of get away with. So if I select that point here. Oh, let me go undo. I didn't mean to do that. Wrong tool. There. To then... Are you okay, game? I've got you in pause mode and you still can't reclaim land for me? Up the brush side. Do I have to put it in play mode instead? Normally the game is pretty fine with me reclaiming land in pause mode. But today it's like, no Sediak. Today is not the day you're allowed to reclaim land. What's going on with the game? I literally cannot reclaim any land right now. Well, I can, but it's so glitched out. It's taking forever of the day. Are you okay, game? Like seriously, are you okay today? I know sometimes that you have issues and problems, and I know it could be down to the fact that I am, very, very foolish. But like seriously, are you okay? I can't work under these conditions, you fool. I can't work under these conditions. Which that in itself is almost enough to get us up and running. Now, I could anarchy it all in for the slope bit and sort the rest of it all out. But I'm just trying to position right now the right place for this. So if I had it, let's say, there. Right, and then you just got to take this into account. So, which is the takeoff runway? Would it show us? Okay, so all the planes on this runway are going to take off and fly over Fredonia, which they're going to love so much. But we could argue, like, it's just on the edge. And then we're like, when they complain, your airplanes are going over our houses. And we go, yeah, but we kind of set it up to where they flow over the side of your island. So, and that's how we get around it. Hopefully. And then this one is this way. So then planes come from this way. So you get a nicer view of Fredonia. And when they say, no, the planes are so loud on our seafront. But then we go, yeah, but all of these, potential business people and tourists, they see your country as they land in our country. So that's kind of cool as well. And then, they take off over water, which is very dangerous, and then land this way as well. Alright, that's pretty sweet. So that's where I'm going to have it placed. I just got to kind of fine-tune all the stuffs. Which the game is going to really hate me for. Because apparently I cannot reclaim land right now. Oh, okay, now I can. Now, all of a sudden, now I can. Oh, snap. This game never ceases to amaze me. Right. Bringing this down. I'm going to keep this kind of slightly flush and flat. Because it's what we've done going around here. We're smoothing it out to make it a little bit more. Because I'm going to have to kind of create a little flat area around here anyway. As the highway passes through. And what will happen as the highway comes round, it's going to go underground and completely bypass the airport and pop back out this side as it goes up this side of the island. That's literally how it's going to work. That's literally how it's going to work right now. So quite dramatic. I know it looks quite harsh on some of these mountaintops, but we'll leave it for now until we work with this area. I just want to get the pure basics all set up. And at the same time, get all this on the same level. So, oh, no, not the trees. So select it all as much as I can. And then we align it all to the object height of, let's say, the airport. which rises or raises up the runways slightly. And then what I'm going to do then is I'm going to pick here. And I'm going to take little chunks here and there out. Just so I could, you know, it looks like I've shaped the island slightly for the runways and whatnot. And I'm just going to smoothen it all off. There we go. Just get a nice little smoother edge coming out of it. Easy, boy. Easy right now. There we go. So we don't mess with the shoreline too much. And then play mode. So that's going to cause some flooding. We all know this, guys. Come on. We know the drill right now. Your boy reclaims some land. Something's going to get flooded. If nothing gets flooded, then your boy didn't reclaim enough land. So I'll just let this little issue subside right now. I think we're all going to be okay. And yeah. So what we're going to do then is we're going to turn this little section, this road here, to go into a tunnel, which will pop out over to here somewhere as we do a little sweet little highway connection. And that will be the entry point to the airport. That will be kind of like the feature for all the tourists. It's like the airport can only be reached by going through a huge tunnel through a mountain. And people are like, wow, that place sounds amazing. Where is it? And they go, Fool's Kingdom. And they're like, oh, yeah, I'm not going to go there. I heard everyone there's too foolish. Way too foolish for us. So that's going to be the conversation people have. I've decided. That is how they should speak about Fool's Kingdom. Your boy has decided. We got garbage issues and death. When don't we? Is the question. When don't we have those issues? But by adding in the airport right now, it's going to bring big business to not only the region, but Fool's Kingdom in general anyway. So, we need to get this set up. And the first thing I'm going to do is use the Untouch It mod. Because I want to turn this road into a one-way system. So we'll get the runway. We'll use the one with trees, maybe? Yeah, we'll use the one with trees just so it looks a little bit nicer. And then I've got the option then. I mean, it doesn't really matter what road I do, so I think I'm going to probably just stick it to like a highway-style road. A 2x2, in a way. But I actually first got to figure out what the length is between these. So it's a straight 10. So I need to find the 5 point, which is there. So if I had it, just go by one there, just so I can kind of figure this out. And then this highway road here, obviously I need to turn it into a tunnel. So it's going to go minus 40. Does that look about right for this kind of distance? Yeah, it actually does. It actually does. It's minus 40 from that point to get to the same level here. So then I pretty much got to bring it, or try and bring it out somewhere over here. I've got to find as well the right point to connect it to. So it might have to do like a little bit of a bend. So if I brought it out, say here, I can then bend like the little trumpet junction to connect to this side on the straight. Which means, yep, you guessed it. Oh. Terraining. So I'm going to do this little section just here. Because obviously this is where, you know, we've carved out the area slightly so we can bring a road coming through the tunnel. Oh, we have to also make, it's going to have to happen quite early, like, you know, digging quite a lot because of how we connect up the Trumpet Junction to this kind of system. I just realised that. So, we're going to have to go for quite a big little dent here. Well, if I do it quite wide, to make it seem quite somewhat natural. And then do like, you know, that comes down a bit more, and then this one's a bit sharpish. You know, so it kind of does look normal. It will never be normal, but you get the point. You get the point. And we'll pick... Shall I pick this point here? So let's pick this point, and let's bring it to 20, and then bring it right down. 20-ish. How does that look on the outside? Again, pretty fine. And I'm just going to connect these two tunnels up right now. So, I could simply do that. And then call it a day. But we've got to make it look a little bit nicer. The whole thing's got to be tunneled. That's also minus 40 as well, isn't it? So if I do a 20... Actually, if I do a 10 by 10... And then make it go down by 10 to 30... And then I do a 20 by 20. And make it go down to 40. So we're gradually going down deeper to get to the same level as over here. And I reckon it's going to be a 5 by 5 slight bend there. It's a nice little wiggle bend. I like it. There's no particular reason why it is a little bit of a wiggle, but this will be the only entrance point to the airport. So this is what it is. This is it. This is legit it right now. But also, by having this airport, it gives us two little subway lines, so I can then run this one along down here, which will eventually connect up to the one just there. That, where it kind of ends there, could potentially then make a next turn to go directly down here. And then this one going that way kind of ends there. So all the subway metro lines become intertwined and connected, which is really good. How do I feel about this? If I smoothen it off slightly. That's a little bit better. A little bit better. So pretty much how it would work here is if I get rid of that little one, and then we use this type of road. Because it's a 2 by 2, it'll split into a 2. Now, if I can give it a slight node here. There we go. Delete, delete. I can then go into kind of... Oh, hang on. Wrong. Move it tool button. A bend in and a bend in to then do a bend out and a bend out-ish. And then lane management. It is what it is. On this little section. It is what it is. There's nothing fancy about that. It just does what it needs to do. So, then we need to create this little connection just here. So I can actually go back into play mode now. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really affect anything. Because we don't have the airport actually set up at the minute. And then we need to go on to create our little Trumpetto Junctiono. Now, would copying it from another place be ideal? I'm looking at that goes that way. That goes that. See, that's the one that I want to go to the right. It's got to go to the right. That goes to the right, but it's on a complete bend. I'm just wondering if I can copy it or steal it from somewhere else. Should we try and steal it from this one to save a little bit of time? No, because that sticks out way too far. Now we'll build it ourselves. Stop being lazy, boy. Stop being lazy. Now, I'm going to do it a little bit differently to what I normally do. Because normally I do 4 lanes. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to do this middle one as a singular lane. So if I brought this to here by 7, up by 8, across by 8, and then bring it out a bit more, because we're now going for a full bend over the water, which is actually quite cool, isn't it? Could that be a nice feature? Or do you reckon it's a little bit too much? I'm only going quite wide because I need the space. If I bring this down to 0, I need the space to be able to kind of do a left and a right. And if I went, say 10, 10, flip that one around, bend that in slightly, bend that in slightly, and that's kind of how that would work. So it's like a really, really simplified version of the trumpet. I don't know, I think I prefer this one. But again, it becomes the selling point of the airport. It's like, well, before you approach, you know, the mountain tunnel you got to drive through, you got to drive over water, like scary water. It's all part of the selling point, isn't it, of this junction? So bringing that to there, and then we'll take it to there. And that's where we'll choose to kind of slope the objects. And I think what would we like to elevate these? So the land, smooth it off. There we go. I think it's quite a cool little feature, that. I don't know about you guys, but I kind of like that. It's a lot better than what I previously do. Now, we've got to try and mimic this elsewhere. So if I just go up to here, and if I just go up to here, all for the sole reason of then being able to do a... Is a 3x3 too much? Now we get... It's solely to do that little there, so I know it's within the right spacing. So that's going in this direction, and what we'll do here is we'll come across by 6. Go across by 6. And make sure that's on the floor. Cut in by 7. Cut in by 7. And then that will come down from there. And that will come down from there. And then we just get sure that this is facing the right way. And then we use the move it tool to do the right bends. La-di-da-di-da. It's not too bad, is it? Come on. It's not too bad. So we just got to upgrade this little section right now for the lane math. There we go. And of course do the lane connectors. So no one is tripping over one another on these roads. And then bam, the important one. Sweet. That's all done. So again, we're pretty much all set up. We're now in player mode, as we've always been. And the airport is technically connected. It doesn't have water yet. So I'm going to shoot some water down here. There we go. And we'll use the power that we kind of do in isolated areas, the little kind of solar panel car parking spots. So they've always got the power. It needs some garbage taken care of, which that should come in very, very soon. And I need to remove the trees from the runway. So get rid of all these trees. Trees be gone. Because it's quite dangerous to have trees at this point. I think that should be okay. Yeah. Garbage trucks came in, so I know this whole junction pretty much works at this point. So, ta-da. Without me setting up the actual metro line over, obviously everybody can only make their way at the minute here via using a vehicle. So this should hopefully now open up us to a whole world of possibilities. We've got our first little airport now in, which is going to shape how the kingdom's now run, because we can bring big business. Tourists can now come in a lot more easier. which should be pretty handy for us. So again, I can hook this up by helicopters as well, by metro. Sweet, mate. But this is our next step forward into making Fool's Kingdom the greatest kingdom within this world. So I like this. I like this kind of little system right now. And I think I prefer this, having that singular road, as opposed to having the two passing over. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section what you kind of think about that. But yeah, it looks like a little dolphin. It's like a mermaid. Do you know what? It looks like a mermaid with a tail. Like there are arms, a tail coming around. It's kind of, I like it. I like it right now. So, it'll take a while before we start seeing planes landing over here, so we'll just give that a little bit of time right now. And let's see what kind of other issues we have floating around. Now, they're complaining over here about there's not enough fish, Sadiak. There's not enough fish going around right now. We need more. And how is Fishtown doing? You need to produce more? Do you need to get more exports coming out? I think it'll be an ideal situation right now to kind of implement the the cargo train stop. If I bring that down here, it goes straight. And oh my goodness me, that's huge. And if I put the cargo train line, say, just here. I don't know if that's going to be a good idea or not. If I run this all the way down, staying flat leveled, and that becomes a 9 by 9 straight across. But I'm going to obviously quickly now upgrade this like that, and that allows us then to not only have the amount of vehicles driving in for exports, but also the ones over this side can use the cargo terminal to then also send a train in, which will increase things as well. So I need some more warehouses over here as well at this point. So I could squeeze. I haven't got any warehouses in over here, have I? No. So I could use this little section here. One there, one there. Alright, if I throw in one there and one there as well, we have just here the little crematorium, which I'm going to squeeze just there for a minute, just so I can throw this in here. So there is not an actual category for fish, but the fish factories do create commercial goods out of this. So place a bunch of factories down, sweet mate, make them all commercial goods, so the factories can consistently keep producing the fish. And then we shouldn't really have many issues going on at that point. Anyone using this? Yeah, there is some vehicles using it. So we will see a train pop out. But it's going to change things anyway. Now I've placed down some of the, these storage areas. They're going to go start filling these up. So we will see a little decrease in the supply. And then it will kick back in all over again. So there is actually one thing as well we don't have over here. Now, isn't it the seaweed farms? I'm sure it's the seaweed farms you don't have in. We got the algae farms. So, oh, hang on, hold on. You got the algae farms there, the fish farms. Wait, what? Hold on. Tuna Fishing Harbour, fish farm. Yeah, seaweed farm, which actually produce quite a high amount of fish. So let's get a couple of these in. I know that they're screaming that there's not enough buyers for the product, but they want more fish factories. So we just got to give them what they want, really. Give them what they want at this point. So come out by 15. Fish factory. Squeeze one there. One there. A little bit of room over here to squeeze another 2 in, if I anarchy it. It just now looks like that windmill's a part of the building. So lots more fish factories now being placed in. Well, 4 more in total, which will keep producing the goods. And I can squeeze in one there. Squeeze in one there as well. So another 2. It's additional 6 that we've now got on top. Which is pretty nice. So that should create a lot of exports at this point, but I still want to create the old fish thingy-majiggy-bobbing-booties. Seaweed farms. So keeping that quite flat. If I bring that in a straight line. So what we'll do to begin with, I'll have to anarchy them on. Ooh. Right. One there. It all comes down to the road. And then delete. Push this road down a little bit more. Extend the water. Extend the power. So I know it's only 2, but it's just something a little bit extra, isn't it? There we go. And now, with the increase in commercial goods being able to be created, we've seen a lot more demand for the exports going out. So we're now producing more. That is what we know right now. We're now producing a lot more, so we should start to get those goods pushed around the island. Which is not really going to do us any favors over here. It really isn't. So we should start seeing goods being placed in Nova. Right, how are we doing over here then? Any vehicles on the way? I know we're getting planes landing. This plane's got 3 passengers on board. Does nobody want to come here, guys? Nobody want to come to the airport right now? I know 3 people just got off. I'm demanding and expecting to see at least 3 people. Where are these 3 people? Oh, there's one. Oh, there we go. There's 3. So it is being used by, like, nobody. But that's okay. It's all part of the future plans. So we're doing okay right now in terms of the traffic. Very happy about that. We just need to look at doing some more sweet expansions in general. Now, we've got this little bit of strip here that we haven't really touched upon. So I'm dropping a little bit more low density commercial. Do a little bit more just here. And then a little bit more being pushed to just there. Drop some more commercial in. More buyers for the goods that we currently have right now. Be a big help for us and settle that demand a little bit. And how's Oil Town doing? We still okay over here? What's the zoning like over here right now? Okay, it's not too shabby. Not too shabby. But with the high density that we've kind of got within this section, I think we're going to put down some of the high density residential. Just down to here. I'll do a strip coming down to here. And then we'll do the high density commercial going around the side of our casino and our little mall here. Nice. Again, another fish factory, no fish. Where's all the fish going then? Has Freedom got a fish factory? I'm sure they've got a fish factory somewhere. Do you know, I actually don't think I placed one in here. Do we have a fish factory over here? Fish factory there. They don't have one. Oh, there's only 2 places that place down a fish factory. That's really interesting. But the fact that they've got a low amount of fish, I feel like I'm just getting like loads of fish. Oh, there's a train. Oh my goodness me, that train is like 100% full. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. That's going to produce a nice ship, isn't it? It's going to produce a real nice ship. Nice. Vehicles going for the tunnel. So we're starting to see a lot more, a lot more cargo vehicles coming through. Box truck. Oh, there's a lot of garbage trucks. Really, isn't it? I'm not really seeing many fishing trucks carrying the fishing goods, though. Not seeing many of those. But warehouses. So many more warehouses. We need so many more. So many more we need. But small warehouses. These ones are on their sides. Oh, yes. Okay, they're perfect for squeezing in the areas where we do have a subway line. Again, just ways in which we can increase our commercial goods. Again, the more commercial goods I'm storing, the better for us, in reality. I know I could do all the other stuff as well. But this industrial area at the minute is just kind of housing all of our commercial goods. Well, it produces commercial goods anyway. Now, what type of unique factories do we have to hand? So, we don't have a woodland industry just yet. We're not making any meat, so we can't do anything with that. I need the other industries set up, really, don't I? It's kind of what I need right now. Nothing else is what I've really ultimately got. No. Not right now, anyway. That's a shame, really. That is a shame. So lots of traffic now appearing as they slowly start filling up these brand new warehouses. Pronto. For your boy. Pronto. 33 people using. How many people are on this plane right now? 6. So it is beneficial. People are slowly starting to use it, which is good. Let's keep them rocking and rolling right now. So how much money are we making from our fishing industry in general? So they're still claiming that our farm industry is part of the bigger picture. Making some okay money from the fishing industry, but I feel like we need a lot more fish coming in. So we're going to have to do some expansions at some point in the future on the fishing industry. We got some, at least we got some fish coming in over here. But let's just try and do some more. I mean, there is policies that you can kind of do to kind of increase certain stuff, but I ain't going to go down those routes just yet. Oh, that kind of messed up. Now we do it like that. Or do it like that. Just so I can squeeze in like some more, like say like residential or something. So if I fill up this whole little section here, residential, there, and there. The ring around the fish factory, the market, sorry, can be some commercial. Just so I can kind of slowly start to bulk up on the island a bit more. There we go. Add a few more peeps living over here. That's servicing 100 people a week anyway, which is nice. Another train coming out with 100%, oh no, 93% filled. I do apologize. I do apologize. And then does this create a ship? I want to see where a ship's going once it kind of gets generated from over here. So when one leaves, I just want to know where it's going. So we just got to play the waiting game. Off goes that ship. Is that filled with any... Oh, yeah, that's actually... Okay, it's going to Springdale. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. Right. So, now we got some problems where there's not enough goods to sell still. It's the question then comes, like, how many more warehouses do you need right now? How well did these get filled up? Already pretty high. Where's Vegansville? Karensville. We're going to start setting some up over here as well. So if I bring this directly up to there, across, and then down. These are both facing... Well, let's find out. Warehouses. So if I put these facing this way. So we've flipped them round. Again, more commercial goods. And then we'll see a lot of traffic then start heading over here right now to fill those up. And I think on the side section right now here, we set up a larger one. I can do a 750 tonnage. But I need these little kind of industrial warehouse areas, don't we? You have to kind of like think about these would be quite important to start creating and building. So that will slowly start filling us up. So we might start seeing a load of vehicles now heading over to Vegansville, which is just got a whole lot busier in this area right now as they start shipping and moving all the goods. But at least it's making all the goods more localized is the big one, isn't it? It's making more localized goods. And I feel like I need more of those type of areas within here as well, in general. Now, I don't know whether to kind of create a little warehouse section over here. Whether that would be the ideal place for one. Got a fair lot to fill up anyway. I might do. But you can see by adding his warehouses now, he's got rid of some of those little issues, but it's only because they're transporting the goods. They're still producing a lot. And I still need a lot more buyers for the products. Yeah, I'm going to squeeze a few more in. So I know, if I go back to the warehouses, one of these can squeeze in almost in there. Not by a 10, but by an 11. So if I did an 11 and then came down to, let's say, here, I know I can squeeze in... Oh, wait, no, whoa. Okay, it's not an 11, it's an actual 10. Just there. And can I squeeze a big boy in just here? Just there like that. So it looks like the underground tunnel pops up from underneath the building, which is kind of a cool little thing. More commercial zone goods. More commercial zone goods. Could we create like a storage island at some point? That would be kind of funny, wouldn't it? That really would be funny. Well, let's just sort out all the water that's going to then creep up in this area. So we're going to have a lot of traffic now, obviously, coming over to this section. Like we always do when we kind of build more and more warehouses. There we go. So a nice little system just there. I'm going to do the exact same here. Squeeze one in just there right now. Is that a bit too close to the road? I feel like that's a little bit too close to the road. Alright, if I push that back to here to kind of fit in with line there. Because I'm eventually going to place all trees down around this roundabout section here. Just to kind of make it a little bit more prettier. And stand out a bit more. Now, if I run this road up by 15, is that too small for one here? It's not too small, but I need that road extended a bit more. So by 3. Oh, man. So I want it there, but then again, it's going to look too close to there. So that then kind of throws us completely off. So if I delete that, and then run this just there. I know there's a lot of traffic right now, but that traffic will eventually disappear. To there. And I could just dot a load of these ones going so far down. Unless... where would this bend take place? 8 by 8. And then stop that here. I don't know what use this is going to be to anybody. But I can throw one in just there. Throw it in pretty straight on that side. And I suppose it's more just for like the design aspect of things, really, isn't it? So again, this is going to throw so much traffic in, but the traffic will eventually disappear once all the goods have been placed in here and filled up. The traffic will move. There we go. And then where does the power now stretch? Because I can get rid of some of these power lines. There we go. And I suppose if it's possible to kind of get like another entry point. 10 by 10. So there's like an additional junction that they can drive in from. It would kind of ease the burden a little bit, wouldn't it? ease the burden apart from this being so overly filled. Which would be interesting. And they can always, if they need to go down to there as well, they can always, because obviously they can either, well, they can come out there and do a left turn, can't they? No, actually, I don't think they can. So they'll go under the tunnel, up there, do a right, round and out, yeah. So they could definitely go to the shipping area. It's all pretty sweet. But there's now a lot of storage being placed in lately. That's really going to up how many goods that we do have. But again, we do need to eventually sell them and use them, or we're just going to fill all these warehouses up and they're still going to be producing goods as normal. So we just need to keep expanding and building new areas. But I feel like we're okay for like a hot minute right now in the old industrial stuff. So keep it good, boy. Keep it good. And right, this area here, if I came out by 10, which would be here. What's the distance there to there? That's an 11. Yeah, the 11's pausing, isn't it? So if I came out by 10 here. 22 by 27. It's quite a funky little bend. So that comes out by 7. If I come out by 7 here as well. Yeah, we'll take that. We'll take that kind of bend. Let me delete this power line. We will... It's because, I think because that is slightly longer than this one. Why it looks a bit funky. But I can do, like, you know, a straight-ish road just connecting to there, which keeps all this kind of open and free. But the main part of this, anyway, is to drop down some more commercial. So, with the paintbrush tool, all the way around. Yeah. Down to here. And just to there as well. Oh, good. In the hood. Oh, good. In the hood. So now we're going for some not so straight-ish grid designs. It's where the multiple grids are now intertwining and connecting, where you get a little bit of confusion and kerfuffle within the design. And we'll try and do a slight little bend there. So we're getting this like kind of old school, old kind of city vibe as it all squeezes in. But the most important thing is I want to zone in a bunch of commercial, which will create the buyers requested for the products. Actually, none in this little area. Do it all up here. And just down to there. Nice big shopping district right now, but we also need to make sure that we are given the right amount of shoppers for the area. So a little bit more residential around here, which will suck up the customers for this section. And it is kind of supported around. There is good transport areas around too. Quite a big shopping district. We should have all water over here. Almost water everywhere. There we go. And that should push us slightly into the right direction. But as that now slowly starts to build, then I think we will end it for here today. We're not really going to solve this issue until, I mean, I can build all the storage in the world. I can create all the exports in the world. But these industry areas are going to keep on producing. So I just need to keep creating buyers for the product is what I can pretty much only do at this point. Again, this traffic area will eventually be all up and running, all sorted. Once they finish moving all the goods. It ain't looking too bad. But the main thing is, our airport is all up and running. No one's using it just yet, but until we have, you know, because this is the thing, so now we've got an airport as well, we can start creating tourist commercial areas, which would be really, like a really, really big help for us. like a really big help for us, which I'm really excited about. So that the possibilities are now pretty much endless with what we can get set up and get done. Now, have the little fish markets kind of up and running as the one over here. Still complaining about not enough fish, so I'll probably eventually then start reclaiming this or getting this area of the island set up to more fishing routes, so just we can have more fish kind of being caught, which would be handy as well. Maybe kind of do like a little ring road with more stuff going on. Just get more fish. I mean, we'll probably eventually end up creating like another fishing industry kingdom at some point in the future, or maybe like another kingdom just has a small little fishing industry. All that kind of stuff will eventually all get set up. But little tweaks here and there will go a long, long way for us in the long run. So these are complaining right now, but there's not enough raw materials. It's not enough more raw materials that they're actually complaining about. Not enough products to sell. So that is actually an import issue. And I know exactly how I can solve this. I know exactly how we can solve this right now. We kind of have to create a secret kind of road and rail connection and just make it go underground so no one can really see it, and it kind of hooks up somewhere where someone is able to import stuff in. Maybe we create like a little kingdom, because we've got some over here, which is what you kind of need for the game to work. But maybe I can choose like a kingdom, like say for example this here. I could like zone it all the way back to the edge, and this becomes like our import kingdom, which would be quite exciting. Maybe. Who knows? We just never freaking know. But we've got enough storage set up right now. It all now comes down to the fact that they ain't got enough raw materials, raw resources bringing in. And even if they did, they're just going to keep producing goods where my warehouses are completely filled up by. It's a never-ending cycle. A never-ending cycle. But as this now slowly starts to build up, it will also take up all the buys for the products. Not enough goods to sell. There's plenty of goods to sell. The commercial factories, well, warehouses over here are all filled up with the goods. But I get it. You want products now. We ain't got enough raw resources. And we'll get that sorted out next episode. Guys, I hope you did enjoy this episode. If you did, smash that like button down below. And until next time, I'll see you all soon. So, good.